All right, y'all. Sorry about that.
Jesus Christ, your game is crazy.
My game is crazy.
Hold on. I just turned it down. I don't know. I turned it down. It might be moving to mic. I'm not sure.
Wow. How about now? Does it sound better?
Oh yeah, you fine now.
Okay.
But I turned it down. So.
All right. Sorry, y'all. What's the name? The laptop I cut out. So what he was saying about Grant Hill was that Grant Hill averages 25 a game on Scotty, around 50% shooting. But I wanted to say this real quick. A lot of people, especially when I talk to people about defense in the NBA, defense in the NBA mean it's not just about like shots, points. You know what I'm saying? It's also about shooting percentage or about like spurts. Like let's say you score 30 on me the first 3 quarters, but you scored 4 points on me in the fourth quarter. That's good defense. You know what I'm saying? Or I made you go 0 for 6 in the last 5 minutes of the game and 5 turnovers last 5 minutes of the game. That's good defense. Or let's say you did shoot 50% from the field, but it took you 30 shots to score 30 points. 15 to 30 doesn't sound bad, but 30 shots to score 30 points, that's bad. Or sometimes it could be an eye test thing, you know? Like, yeah, you may have dropped 50 on me, but if you work hard for every single bucket, like you breathing tired, gasping for air, then like, hey, you know what I'm saying? You can't just trade that off. Like good defense, it's a different definition of good defense in the NBA than just
Okay. Yeah. I understand what you're saying, but it's not just the one-on-one matchups that matter. We're talking about a different level of off-ball defense as well. Like in the 90s, first off, 90s, you still have the illegal defense rule.
Okay.
So because of that, you can't really play zone. I mean, you can kind of.
As I said before, you can play zone. You just got to be good at disguising it.
Yeah, so you can't play zone. Because if I can't just come out and throw a box and one or
2-3 or
3-2, whatever zone, then you can't play a zone. If I gotta hide it, you can't play it. Okay. Let's just go from there, right? Okay. And we're talking about the Bulls.
Mm-hmm. We're talking about the Bulls against any championship after
any championship
14.
Team after 14. The weakest teams those years are probably okay. First off, I'll say this. No, LeBron. They're not beating any LeBron team that won a championship.
Yes. I think they can, especially the Lakers, because you said yourself that Lakers team can't shoot. You said that yourself.
Okay, they can't shoot. Okay, but in comparison to the Bulls in the 90s, them niggas is knocked down. I'm sorry. It's a different level. We're talking about a different level, right? Like it's just.
And you reminded me of something. I remember we was talking about pace and about how they play faster now, but if it's a best of 7 playoff series type of atmosphere, in the playoffs, the game slows down, you know?
It didn't slow down. It doesn't slow down as much as you think it does.
I'm not saying it slows down, but it does slow down. That's why.
You think we're going to slow down from averaging from like 117 points a game to a level like.
No, I'm not saying.
They're averaging 120 now, right?
No, I'm not saying it's going to go down from like 117 to like 90 something, like low 90s. No. I'm saying like, in the play, if you look at like playoffs and then regular season, there are just fewer possessions in the playoffs because the game slows down. Like if you look at the scores of the playoffs, it's just the points totals are lower than regular season. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's say a team's averaging 120 in regular season, probably gonna average maybe like 110 or something in the playoffs.
Okay, that's 5 less points, but we're talking about 10, also in the 90s. Well, 10 less points. It's plenty of 5 less buckets.
But they were teams that were averaging 110 in the 90s too.
I don't think it's trash. We're talking about championship level teams. Like, what are we talking about here? Like we're talking about the best teams.
Okay, the Phoenix Suns in '93, they averaged 113 a game in the regular season.
Okay, and then look at the way that they played. First off in the playoffs, Kevin Johnson was hurt. Okay. Secondly,
Kevin Johnson wasn't hurt in the '93 playoffs because he was playing in the finals.
Okay. Yeah, but he wasn't the same because he did get hurt. Mm-hmm. He was an injury-prone player. But, okay, so I just looked this up, right? Mm-hmm. The pacing was SRS. Okay, so the Lakers in 2019-2020 were 113. They averaged 113 points a game, and they had their pace was 109 possessions a game, I think.
Okay.
So 100.9 possessions a game. Mm. That is 11th in the league.
Okay.
So if I go back and look at the Bulls, The Bulls were at a where's this pace? I just had it. Oh, that pace is 91.1 possessions a game.
Okay.
Those are 10 less possessions. Do you think that once that's in the regular season though? You're talking about them slowing down. Do you think they're gonna slow down that much?
I'm saying they slow down a little bit in the playoffs.
We're talking about a little bit. Just the tiniest bit, right? I'm gonna slow down the tiniest bit.
I'm not saying all that. It is a noticeable difference. It's a noticeable difference.
Secondly, who is guarding LeBron? Like real talk, who's guarding
Jordan?
LeBron?
It's a Jordan LeBron match.
Jordan's guarding LeBron. First off, LeBron is not guarding Michael Jordan. Not to say he can't, but niggas at that point,
who's gonna match up with Jordan?
They're gonna let Michael Jordan go crazy, and they're gonna stop everybody else.
But who's gonna guard Jordan?
I mean, honestly, probably KCP.
That's a
terrible
matchup.
My point is
LeBron is
my point. No, he is not.
If LeBron matches up with KD, because he has to, he has to. He has to match up with Jordan.
First off, he didn't have an additional. First off, I think most of the time in those matchups with KD, except for in Miami, because Miami he was in his prime, he was at the peak. But like in 2017, 2018, J.R. Smith was matching up with KD a lot because
no wonder why they lost.
No, it's not. They lost because it was KD, Steph, and fucking Clay.
You're right. But
that's why they lost.
That's a terrible matchup.
It's not about this is a 90s way of thinking. When they talk about matchups, bro. Matchups really, really don't matter because
matchups do
honestly,
matter.
Not really. If you're gonna be honest about it, like today's game, because look, think about it like this, right? KD matched up with Giannis.
Okay.
In the playoffs. KD still averaged 30-something on good efficiency. And Giannis still averaged 30-something on good efficiency.
Okay.
They both went crazy against each other.
Okay.
And they would go it's not when you're talking about this isn't 90s basketball.
Okay.
First, this isn't when I'm talking about you matching up with LeBron isn't gonna match up with Jordan just because first off, LeBron. Michael, listen, let me be clear. Michael Jordan couldn't guard Magic Johnson.
Are you done? Do I need to go back to the finals? Because
do you need to go back to the finals? Because I specifically remember Scottie Pippen switching on to Magic Johnson because Jordan couldn't do it, and Magic Johnson was giving him fucking buckets.
So it's kind of a myth. So let me tell you, give you a little something what happened in the finals. So what happened in the finals? Jordan guarded Magic majority of the time throughout the finals, right? In game 2, Jordan had picked up 2 quick fouls, and they had to switch Scottie on Magic. That's the only time that Scottie guarded Magic more than Jordan. That's the only time. In the other game, other game,
that series,
like game 3, Scottie's guarded Magic like a total of 10 possessions. But you can look it up. He guarded Magic like a total of 10 possessions in game 3, game 4. Can't remember, but in game 3, 4, and 5, Jordan guarded Magic more than Scottie. And Jordan wasn't getting dropped off. The only time that Magic went off was when Magic had 20 assists in Game 5 when the Lakers had lost. But before that, if you look at Magic's assist to turnover ratio, they're not Magic Johnson assist to turnover ratios. And then if you look at his shooting percentage and shot attempts, they're Jordan was sitting on that. Jordan is the best defender at his position. But now I think about it, probably put Scottie on LeBron.
Let me go forward then. LeBron is a way better scorer than Magic Johnson.
Okay.
It's not close.
But they probably put Scottie on LeBron, though.
Probably put Scottie on LeBron and Scottie getting ate up. Let's just be clear.
Well, at least we can switch back and forth. We got 2 to switch back and forth, so it don't matter.
Okay. Who is guarding Anthony Davis? Do not tell me Dennis Rodman. Dennis Rodman is getting smoked.
Okay, but he wasn't getting smoked by Shaq. And Shaq is more dominant than AD.
It's not about, but first off, it's a different level. It's a different type of play.
Yeah, okay, right.
Shaq is a different type of scorer.
Okay. AD has more versatility. Okay, I give.
But it's about who Dennis Rodman is good at defending. Yeah, Dennis Rodman is really good at that point. At his age, he was 35 at that point. He was aging out. He was getting old. At that point, he's really good at guarding
post defenders. Post players.
Really strong post players. So Shaq.
Okay, so
Shaq was good.
So we could switch Rodman and Kukoc. I would just have to live with those results. I would have to live with those results.
Did you see? Okay, I'm sorry. Okay. Are you forgetting that in 2020, the nigga looked like the second coming of Kevin Garnett? Okay. Are you from the mid range?
So hold on. Well, this is what I'm saying. I'm saying we're gonna have to live with what AD do. You're gonna have to live with
LeBron. You're gonna have to live with what LeBron do. Because listen, I don't know if you've noticed. Mm-hmm. But who? Okay, if you're living with what LeBron does. You're living with what AD does. Let me go. Okay. You think Jordan is gonna match the production of both LeBron and Anthony Davis?
Dude, we're talking about. Hold on. One Jordan's averaging 40 on their head.
Do you think? Okay, 40.
Jordan's averaging 40 on their head.
Okay. He averages 40. Let's say he averages 40, which he probably wouldn't do. It's probably gonna be like 30, 35, but 5 points matters, right?
Okay.
You're averaging 35. Mm-hmm. No one else can fucking score on that team.
So Scottie Pippen can't
against modern. No, that nigga is buns in the half court. Real talk, that nigga is trash in the half court.
So we're gonna like Scottie Pippen can't.
Scottie is terrible in the half court.
We're gonna like Tony Kukoc can't score.
No, against modern players, bro. Come on, let's be objective about this.
I said this, but the thing is, though, I said this earlier. Tony Kukoc was one of the first stretch big men in the league. He's 6'11".
It doesn't.
Like, come on,
bro. So stop acting. Stop acting.
You were like Tony Kukoc. Because you were talking about stretch bigs. Doesn't he fit into modern bigs?
No, bro. Are you trying to equate Tony Kukoc, who played in 1996, to fucking Cat, bro? Let's stop, please. You're hurting my chest. I'm about to have a heart attack listening to this bullshit. No, he is not. Bro, if you look at the stats that year, if you go look at this, let me just.
Oh, there was something else I wanted to bring up too. I was doing some thinking before we got back on about the Suns teams with that Mike D'Antoni coach with Steve Nash and them. So those teams were like a preview of what we see now in today's league. You don't think that Suns team would give any of these teams a problem?
No.
Why not?
The reason they didn't win. Why they didn't win? How can I say how can I say that they're gonna beat it? How can I say that they would beat these teams that have taken what they do and elevated it?
Okay. But the thing is, though, Steve Nash said himself that he should wish he shot more threes.
But he didn't.
But you know why? Because that was a different time, though. That was a different time, though. That was a different thought process.
I preface this argument by saying we're not talking about evolution. I'm not talking about if I take him and have him start his career in 2007.
I know what you're saying. You're saying if we take the team,
if we just take them
down.
But still, what we're saying, if I take the team and just plop, if I just take the Space Jam court and I grab the 95 Bulls and the way that they play, the exact way that they play, and I take the 2020 Bulls, not Bulls.
Wait, we're talking about like a 1 game thing or a best of 7 thing?
I'm talking about best of 7 because I still think they will.
Okay, because in the best of 7,
but it's still about the way that they play. It doesn't matter. Okay, hold on. First off, let me just take down this Kukoc point, please.
Okay.
This nigga This nigga made 1.5 threes a game.
Okay.
He took max 4. And this is the nigga that you're holding up as a stretch big. Get the fuck out of my face, son.
Because he's 6'11" shooting threes.
It don't matter. He's shooting 4 threes.
What's his shooting percentage? What's his 3-point percentage?
It doesn't matter. He's shooting 4.
I wouldn't know. What's his 3-point percentage?
He shoots 40% from the 3. He makes 1. He makes 1 3 a game.
But 40% is sniper, though. Like, you gotta run out on that.
Nigga, LeBron shot 40% from 3 in 2013. The nigga took 2. He took 2.
Hold on, let me look that up. Hold on, I gotta see that. Let me look that up real quick. You said 2013?
His best year, he shot 40% from 3.
Stats. There's no way in hell this nigga shot 40% from 3.
Nigga. You're not talking to these regular niggas. You're like, I know what I'm talking about.
Hold on. I just got to see it to believe it. Hold on.
2012, 2013, 40.6 on 3 shots a game. So this nigga shoots the same level as your quote-unquote stretch big, but that nigga was only taking 3. This is LeBron. Come on, bro. Like, let's stop. Let's stop.
Real quick though. Before we get back to the Bulls, just real quick. So what I'm saying is that in the best 7 series is about being able to make adjustments.
They're not gonna make they can't. My point is they can't make adjustments to this stuff. It's it's a different style of play.
So look, no. I'm talking about the Phoenix Suns with Mike D'Antoni. You know, Mike D'Antoni's really good at offense. If you see the other teams like just spamming threes, you don't think Mike D'Antoni's like, oh, they shooting hella threes.
We're talking about two. You're still talking about quote unquote adaptation. They wouldn't adapt to that in 2005, 2006. They're just like, okay, because there's still the mindset of whether you like it or not. The mindset that's in 2006 is you can't win off shooting, right? Mm-hmm. And shit, you still kind of see that shit with Charles Barkley. That nigga still kind of believe that bullshit.
So, but someone like Mike D'Antoni, though, you don't think that he'll change during a series? Because Mike D'Antoni, like he has a terrific offensive mind, you know.
No, I don't think he would.
Because like we said earlier, the Suns are a preview of what we see now. You know?
But in a preview, these teams have evolved past what the Suns do. They've evolved past what the Suns do so much that what the Suns do doesn't even work anymore. Because I would argue, that the best version we've ever seen of that Suns type of play was from the 2017, 2018 Houston Rockets. No, 2017, 2018. And they lost. And they lost to the juggernaut. They lost to it's arguable. They were up. But we still see this type of play where they're pushing, where they're pushing offenses the way they push them, all that stuff. We're still seeing a big difference. We still see it's basically, like I said, we saw that was the best version we've ever seen of that offense, and they lost. Even though Chris Paul got hurt. Hell yeah. We don't know what would have happened. I think they probably could have won.
That year is supposed to be Celtics and Rockets in the finals, bro. Oh my God. It was so blown. Blown.
Did you just disrespect the king?
What you mean?
First off.
No,
the king.
Okay.
No. The king. What? In 2018. That was God to LeBron.
He was hooping. Listen, he was hooping. I'm not saying he was hooping.
That nigga was beyond hooping. He was carrying. He put the niggas on his back. Nigga had to get back surgery after the season from carrying the niggas to the finals.
I'm talking about what I wanted to see. 2, Kyrie didn't get to play, so we didn't really get to see the Celtics. The Celtics was hooping too. Both teams was hooping. Well, not both teams. The Celtics and LeBron was hooping. It was a good ass
Them series. Niggas did not win an away game all year.
You said what?
Playoffs.
You said what?
Them niggas barely won. Them niggas. Oh, they only won one away game the entire playoffs, bro.
They only won one away game. That's crazy.
Yes, yeah, they only won.
I'm saying. Oh yeah, they did. It was terrible on the road, but I'm saying like they was hooping because they didn't have their 2 best players like that. Just watching the play, it was like, dang, like they really doing good. Hey, you know, it surprised a lot of people.
Gotta say, right? Injuries happen. It's tough cookies.
It is.
These tough cookies, bro.
It'd be a shame. Me, because like I hoop. So like if I ever play against a team and like their best nigga get hurt, it'll bother me because like I want to play against niggas at their best type shit. You feel me?
Hey.
What?
It's tough cookies, bro. I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. Hey man, niggas get hurt. It is what it is.
And another thing that came to my mind, so that's for the Bulls real quick. Another thing that came to my mind, so remember how I was saying how Drew Holiday can't guard bigger guards, right? Okay, bro. He's not guarding Jordan. Like Jordan's averaging 50 on Drew because Jordan is bigger and stronger than Drew, and Drew's not gonna.
What is Giannis averaging?
You said what's Giannis averaging?
What's Giannis?
So you saying like they stats gonna cancel out?
I think they could.
You said they could. I mean, yeah, but just because you say you rather have Drew Holiday than Chris Middleton on Jordan, but
personally, yeah. Oh, actually, not. I mean, now that I think about it, first off, let me be clear. Well, any nigga I name is getting ate up by Jordan. Like it doesn't matter. Any nigga I name is getting. It's about trying to limit. It's about trying to limit the damage. And I personally think that Chris. I mean, I don't know. I think Drew could probably do a little bit better than Chris because he's a better defender than Chris.
Okay.
But yeah, you're right. I mean, he does struggle with bigger guards. He does struggle with bigger players. But
especially in the post, I'm talking about like people in general, because people don't really know how to play post defense like they used to, because people don't post up anymore like that, you know?
Because it's inefficient. Posting up is inefficient as fuck.
Not unless you're Joel Embiid.
Or you're Jokic, listen, that's my man. Jokic, that's that guy. That's that guy.
Man,
that's that guy.
This shit blew me when they beat the Clippers, bro. Because I'm a Kawhi fan. That shit blew me.
Oh yeah, I know you're a Kawhi fan. Oh yeah, I was on your ass about that one. I remember that one.
I was blown, bro. I was blown.
Hey,
I was so
y'all should have won. I mean,
yeah, we should have. But
I had 3 chances. It's tough.
Hey, I think the Bulls get the Bucks some work. That Lakers team, because you said the Lakers team can't shoot.
But it's levels to this.
And then
if I go back and look at the Bulls team that year, I looked at it. They're only shooting 16 threes a game.
Okay.
16.
Okay.
Nigga, the Lakers probably, even as a bad shooting team, probably make 11.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just different. Like, it's different levels to this. And we're talking about a different level of pacing. We're talking about the defense that we're taking back to the 90s, right? That you take back to the 90s, even if you can't play zone. You're talking about
even if you can't play zone now, it's kind of hard to play zone because you can't stay in the paint more than 3 seconds.
You can't. But that's not why zone doesn't work. Zone doesn't work because you have shooters. Because think about it, you can't stay in the paint for 3 seconds, but they really don't call that. You have to be standing there with no one around you for them to call that shit. You just gotta be standing in front of the room.
You said, think about it. When I be watching games and they're playing zone, I be seeing it like move in and out type shit, like the clear.
It has to move in and out because we're talking about like the reason why zones don't work. Okay, so the dead ball era, which was in the not the 1990s,
like
it was
2000.
Okay. In 2000, that's when the zone was introduced. I think the zone was introduced, if I'm not mistaken, in 2003, 2004-ish. That's when Nash started going crazy.
I think before that, because they had lifted hand checking in 04, 05. And remember we said early 2000s was the best defense because they had zone and head checking.
Okay, so either way, this is the early 2000s. Right? We're talking the reason why players became better shooters is to defeat a zone. Because I mean think about it like this, but a zone worked against LeBron in 2011 because the niggas couldn't shoot well enough. But if I take the Lakers, let me just pull this up real quick because I don't want to just talk. I just want to be
because like I can see what you're saying about like the Warriors and Bulls because like the Warriors got so much shooting, but then again, I mean,
Lakers, the Warriors are beating the shot.
Not the KD Warriors, of course, obviously.
I think that the Warriors team.
But then again, look at the Bulls defense between Jordan and Pippen, 2 elite wing defenders. And you got
have you seen what Reggie Miller did to the Bulls, right?
What he do to the Bulls? What you talking about? When?
Reggie Miller is one of the most underrated players in NBA history. But if I look at the Pacers versus the Bulls, 1998. Let me look at this. Let me just see.
What you looking up again?
I'm looking up what Reggie Miller's statistics in that series.
Oh, it's 20 something. I know. I watched the whole series.
Okay, so this nigga averaged 17.
See, look at
17. Let me finish.
Okay.
Let me finish.
Okay.
Against the Bulls on 43.6% shooting from 3.
Okay, he's one of the best shooters ever. Okay.
Let me. This is to prove my point. You have at least 2 Reggie Miller level 3-point shooters on that team, and they took the nigga 7. Okay. So we're talking about the 2015, 2016 Warriors. We're talking about with Steph, who is just, at this point, just underrated. Listen,
let me see Reggie Miller. Okay.
Michael Jordan can't. I'll say it because it doesn't sound like you want to say it.
Say what?
Michael Jordan can't guard Stephen Curry, bro.
Come on, bro.
I'm sorry. You think
okay, but who's gonna guard Jordan though?
It doesn't matter.
But,
Michael Jordan is the only nigga on that team. Okay, he's the only nigga that can score.
But don't forget though. So you mentioned Clay, right? So you probably gonna have Clay on Jordan, right?
Okay.
Or you said Iggy on Jordan. Iggy.
Iggy or Clay. We'll switch out. You got to switch you. You got the switches.
Okay, so if you put Iggy on Jordan, and you have Clay on Scotty, right?
No, I'm not guarding Scotty.
Who is guarding Scotty?
I'm putting Draymond on Scotty. Fuck it, because Dennis Rodman ain't doing shit.
What about Rodman?
Rodman ain't doing shit. It don't matter. Get Rodman the fuck out of here.
Those are extra possessions.
First off.
I just realized something too. Another reason why possessions are probably there's more possessions because the shot clock changed. There's 14 seconds every time you get an offensive rebound versus 24.
Well, yeah, but if you go back and look at those possessions, if you go back and look at it, what they changed that like 3 years ago?
Yeah, just about.
So we're still talking.
But you looked up the Lakers pace though, remember?
But they didn't change that till after the Warriors. They changed it like after the Warriors started playing, I believe.
Was it 3 years? No, I think it was longer than 3 years ago because it's been a little minute.
Yeah. 2014, 2015.
That's when they changed it to 14 seconds?
Nope.
2018.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it says 2018.
Yeah, 2018. So 3 years ago. Look at you. Look at you calling me wrong for shit I was right about. I can't.
Oh man. All right.
So 3 years ago, it's after the Warriors.
But look though. So I remember we brought up the Bulls defense, right? But then the niggas gotta guard the Bulls. Like you guarding Jordan.
You don't have to guard the Bulls. Oh my God. Them niggas can't score. Like, please.
Oh my God. You are
for the love of God. You have Michael Jordan. Okay. I mean, like honestly, you have like I'm not just trying, I'm really trying to be as respectful as I can because I like Scotty. But that nigga.
But you just call the nigga Scotty ass. The nigga Scotty's not ass.
He is an amazing passer. Mm-hmm. He's an amazing defender.
Yeah, he's like an
amazing full-court scorer.
He's like a really, really, really watered down LeBron. You know what I'm saying? Because he can score, pass, rebound, defend.
Whoa,
you know.
Whoa.
I'm talking about play style. Play style. Relax. Play style. Play style.
Oh my God. First off, no, he's not. He cannot score. The nigga can't score.
So Scotty averaging 20 for you, 7 assists, 10 rebounds. That's like, that sounds a little LeBron-ish. It's just that LeBron will average 30, 8 assists, 7 rebounds.
Have you seen how this nigga is scoring? This nigga's not scoring off of getting ISOs and then taking niggas. The nigga scores in the full court most of the time because they were an amazing defensive team.
Okay, but he can score in the ISO. He could post up.
No, he can't. That's my point.
Have you ever seen Scotty play?
Bro, this is an argument about this is similar shit to people talking about John Stockton's fucking assist numbers.
What they be saying?
Like,
What they be saying about his assist numbers?
John Stockton is the most overrated player ever.
You think he's overrated? You think he's overrated?
The nigga could not dribble with his left hand.
That
nigga dribbled like Bob Cousy, and they couldn't. Oh my God!
I remember me. You talked about it, but he's like one of the true point guards there is.
True point guards don't win for shit. So I don't really give a fuck about true point guard shit. Only true quote unquote true point guard, who's averaged a lot of assists when they win was
because Magic's a true point guard.
I said he's the only one. Yeah. He's the outlier.
Oscar's a true point guard, sort of.
That nigga averaged a triple double like 27.
And just so you know, when they put Michael at point guard, he was like Russell Westbrook, averaging a triple double.
That nigga played.
He said he was uncomfortable playing point guard.
9 games.
10.
That nigga
was it 11?
That nigga played point guard for 9 games.
No, it was 10 because he had got 10 triple doubles.
Oh my God! One more game. Oh my God! Let me.
Because I noticed. Listen. He had got 10 triple doubles in an 11 game span. And he said he felt uncomfortable playing point guard, so he moved back to shooting guard.
Okay,
that's what he said.
Okay,
I would notice.
Let me just pose the question here. Okay. Mm-hmm. So are you basing this nigga? Are you saying that his entire career, this nigga could have kept up the production for his entire career? I mean, I'm not saying that he couldn't, but you basing this off a 10-game sample?
Huh?
You're basing this off a 10-game sample?
I'm saying if you play point guard, bro.
I mean, because if we base it off a 10-game sample, we can go off James Harden, who averaged damn near who was like, didn't the nigga have like 40 for like 6 games?
But we talking about him playing point guard though, and if he was playing point guard, he probably would have been able to do that like all the time, but he didn't. So anyway,
but we don't know that. You're just saying he could. Like, we don't know that. We're basing it off of what we have. Nigga didn't play point guard.
Anyway, at the end of the day, right? Any of the teams after 2014 that I think that could like pose a threat to like any of the teams to pass 2014, right? Obviously the Bulls. Bulls.
I don't think the Bulls can beat.
Obviously the Bulls.
So if I look at no. Let me just go back and look at these teams. 2014, you got the Spurs. I don't think the Bulls are beating the Spurs. 2015, you got the Warriors. 2016, you got the Warriors. It was the Cavs. I don't think they're beating either of those teams.
Okay.
17, 18, that's a wash. We don't even need to talk about them.
You said 17, 18?
Them the Warriors, bro. We don't need to talk about them.
Okay.
They get smoked. They get swept.
Okay.
It's a sweep.
Okay.
Then what is it? It was the Raptors. That is the one. That's the one for most of these where like maybe that's the one where I have to challenge it. But the other two, the Lakers,
because like on that, Kawhi gonna be guarding Jordan, and
yes,
and yeah, everybody talk about how defense and offense, you gotta save your energy. Yeah, this is that one.
That's the one when they're going right back. They're gonna go back and forth with each other, and because of the way but. Okay.
And Pippen is better than Siakam. It's not close. Just for people that's thinking it's not close. Pippen is better than Siakam.
Pippen is better than Siakam.
Just want y'all to know that.
Okay. Pippen is better than Siakam.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got Rodman, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then I have on the Raptors side, you have Kyle Lowry, Fred VanVleet come off the bench. You have Pascal Siakam. You have Marcus Gasol and Serge Ibaka. This is a very solidly built team that can go deep. Yeah. And we're talking about, like, when I say that, you got to understand what I mean by spacing. The only player who, if you just took him out the way he played and put him in the modern day defensively, that would translate, honestly, is Kevin Garnett. But that's because Kevin Garnett is arguably the greatest defender of all time.
Yeah, KG he's just like that.
But
you said, but he could shoot though. So I mean, because like,
I'm talking about if you just took out his defense. I'm talking about the defense, but the way he played defense. If you took that defense and applied it and put him in the modern day, he'd still be able to play the exact same way. But that's because he had to. None of them other niggas could play defense. So like them other teams them other niggas was trash. They were trash. I'm talking about like he was so good at defense that he had them top 10, and when he sat down in 2003, 2004, when he sat down,
talking about the Timberwolves?
Yeah, when he was on the Timberwolves. When he sat down, the niggas became the worst defensive team in the league.
Damn.
That's how good he was.
I thought you were talking about the Celtics at first until you guys said 03 or 4.
That Celtics team is really good.
But
it's like they had Tom Thibodeau as a defensive coach. But the Raptors and the Bulls are the only one that stand out to me. I
think the Bucks too, because look, if you look at the Bucks number 2 and 3, because I look at the Bucks, because like the Bucks 2 and 3, Drew Holiday and Chris Middleton, they were combined 7 for 35. That's bad. In case you didn't know.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Who the fuck is the Bulls 2 and 3?
Okay, you got Pippen, right?
And who's next? Who the fuck is next?
You already know.
Yes, you know. And that nigga not giving you shit on offense.
Hold on, Chris,
and then on defense,
Tony,
the nigga's body.
Why you playing?
Stop it. You got to get, bro. I'm about to have that nigga is worse than Brook Lopez. Please stop. Please stop it. Oh, get some help. I don't even. Oh my god!
But then again, it's just that the Bucks 2 and 3, bro, so unreliable. Because like, if you look throughout the playoffs. Okay.
Oh wait. I just forgot about this. So what is your best lineup? Since you want to talk about since you think matchups matter, what's your best lineup?
On the Bulls?
For the Bulls, what's your best lineup?
Yeah, Ryan Harper. Just so you know, the Bulls got all their guards are big.
I know. know you're not talking to no regular nigga. I said that earlier.
Ron Harper, Jordan, Pippen, Rodman, and I have to go Kukoc at 5.
That's disgusting. All right, let me
for the offense. I gotta have Kukoc at 5 for the offense.
Let me give you the best lineup for the Bucks if everyone is healthy.
Because Brook Lopez, man, he be tripping.
Who said I'm playing Brook Lopez?
I'm not just saying he be tripping sometimes, but
okay,
it's just that
the best lineup for the Bucks is probably when everyone's healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Drew Holiday at the 1,
mm-hmm.
Dante DiVincenzo at the 2,
mm-hmm.
Middleton at the 3, PJ Tucker at the 4, Giannis Antetokounmpo at the 5.
Mm-hmm.
That team, I think, is packing up your team. Because what you're gonna do is you're gonna put either Drew or Middleton on Jordan. Let that nigga get 45, whatever.
You probably do better having PJ Tucker on Jordan, but PJ Tucker too.
You probably would because he's a little. That's why I didn't put him on Jordan. That's why I didn't, because he's a little slower. I was gonna put him on Scotty, since you think Scottie Pippen is this magnificent nigga.
Because he could get you 20, 25, bro. Like,
but okay, we're talking about a nigga who's able to at least slow down KD. I don't know if you know this, but Scottie Pippen is not touching this nigga. This nigga can't even kiss KD's toes when it comes to scoring. So PJ Tucker can probably take Scotty out, honestly.
Take him out the game?
Yes.
I don't know about taking.
Really think about it. I just really want you to think about 95-96. 95-96, that league was so like whittled down. Not to say that I'm not trying to take away the accomplishment, but the league was whittled down in the sense that they had 2 expansion teams, so the talent was super spread out. That's why Karl Malone and John Stockton were finally able to get to the finals, because listen, them niggas.
What?
Listen, them niggas had to wait till everyone got out their prime before they were able to get to the finals. I don't know. I just think that's important detail.
But I think that's really cool. Talent being spread out. You know what I'm saying? I think we need a little bit more of that now. No. But anyway,
no. But the difference is these teams weren't like. These teams didn't have.
You kind of make me want to ask you a question, because I asked someone this before. Would you rather have like about 4 to 6 super teams, right? You know what I'm saying? Everybody else is just but just have a few super teams, right? You see your favorite players paired up playing against your other favorite players, or have it be more spread out, kind of like it was?
Okay. Me, being a basketball fan, I would like parity. But for the NBA and profit motives, you need to have super teams. You need to have strong, solid dynasty level teams. Because just think about. It's just not as interesting when I'm just watching, when you know everyone's gonna. Well, it is interesting because everyone's gonna watch. They want to see if they're gonna fail, but it's boring as a basketball fan. You want good talent. That's why 2019, 2020, before COVID, was actually really interesting, because the teams were so well spread out. But but my point in saying that the team was spread out is there was no team in the NBA that had a team that could guard relatively well 2 good players, other than the Bulls. That's why the Bulls were so good. But there was no other team in the league.
Okay, I feel what you're saying.
So
I guess I feel what you're saying.
So we have a team.
You talking about like 2? You talking about like a team having 2 two-way wings? Is that what you mean?
Two. Okay, you just think about it like this, right? Let's just say I have Clyde Drexler and Hakeem Olajuwon on the same team, right? What team in the league can guard both of those players?
First team.
Other than the Bulls.
But like, okay. First team that came to my mind, because I'm thinking, because the way you said it, I'm thinking like a guard and a big. That's how I'm thinking.
But it's also, it is a guard and a big. But my point is, you would have to have a guard and a big, right? My point is that the Bulls.
Why would you say the Bulls then? Because the Bulls got 2 guards.
Because you have Dennis Rodman. Oh, you even forgot about your best.
You think about Rodman? Okay, you think about Rodman?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Because you said Jordan and Pippen.
But my point still stands that there's no team in the league that can guard. There's no other team in the league that can guard two really good players other than the Bulls. And that's not the league we're in today. So the Bulls, like the best team. So like, okay, you take Shaq and Penny. The Bulls
what about the Pistons though? The Pistons could guard multiple positions, like the Bad Boy Pistons.
In the 80s.
That was like late 80s, early 90s. So like a little bit of both.
It was the late 80s.
88 to 91.
88. Was it 88? No, it was 88 to 90 because they niggas got smoked in 91. It's 88.
Yeah. But like before they got smoked, it was still a good team. It just lost. The Bulls caught up to them.
Them niggas, the Bulls did not catch up. They kind of zoomed past the niggas. It was driving on the highway.
I'm talking about before they lost the conference finals up to then. So like a little bit of 91 because they were still a good team in 91.
They were still a good team, but nigga,
that's what I'm saying.
The Bulls win. The Bulls.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying they were still a good team.
But my point, okay, so the Bad Boy Pistons.
The Knicks?
I mean.
What about the Knicks?
I mean, who were the defenders?
Yeah, John Starks and Patrick Ewing. And then there was the other guy, Jared Wilk. What's his name? What's his last name? Wilkins?
You was naming niggas who you was naming no one.
But no, Jared Wilkins is a good defender. But John Starks Supersonic.
Gary Payton and who?
Sean Kemp. Sean
Kemp could not play defense.
So Sean Kemp was just a bad defender.
Yes.
The way you said that. It was the way you said that made me mad. Yes.
Yeah, he's not.
He couldn't have been that bad at defense.
He wasn't good though. I mean, he was okay. Like he was playing really good, but Gary Payton was the defensive heart of that team. Mm-hmm. But my point, okay, so the Bulls have not only do they have great defensive play, but even though I say they're not good they're not good offensively now, like their value does not change, does not carry over if you're playing a modern team. Scottie Pippen at the time was still a good offensive player because you're only scoring 90 points. If Scottie Pippen's giving you 20 points when you're only scoring like 95 to 100, that's still a lot of good value from Scottie Pippen. Mm-hmm. That value just doesn't spread to someone where if I put them against the Bucks, I laid out a team for you that has 5 good defenders.
Okay.
I have 5 good defenders, 2 great ones. Mm-hmm. Right? And then on offense, everyone can score in their own lane.
See,
but you don't have that value from the guys.
And the thing is, I was going to say this before we got to this. I was going to say the thing is about the Bucks, man. The Bucks was so frustrating when I remember watching the playoffs. I remember watching the Bucks. There were games.
I remember.
Not just moments.
I remember. Listen.
There were games, not just moments within the games. I'm talking about games where it seemed like Giannis was the only nigga that could do shit.
Because I mean, listen.
You're saying Giannis Jordan on the Bulls is the only nigga that could do shit? There were games where it seemed like Giannis was literally the only nigga.
Okay, I'll ask you this. Can you think of a single game or single series ever where Scottie Pippen carried the team?
Why is he carrying the team? You got Jordan.
No, my point is whenever Jordan had a bad game, they lost. And whenever Giannis had a bad game, the Bucks lost. It's the same type. They have the same value on their team. Okay. It's just when I go to my second, third, fourth best player on the Bucks and the Bulls.
Well,
I think I can get more.
Actually, there was a game 3 of the 93 conference finals against the Knicks. Michael Jordan went 3 of 18 and the Bulls blew out the Knicks.
He went 3. What did Scottie do?
Scottie had 20-something. I can't remember. I watched the full game, but I do. Okay. Michael Jordan had 22 points. He shot a bunch of free throws. Yeah, he was like,
oh my god, he still had 22. Okay, yeah, he shot 3 of 18, but he still had 22. Yeah. When I say didn't show up, I'm talking about LeBron. Only getting 11 points. He had like 11 points one game. That shit was disgusting.
That shit was disgusting.
It was, bro. Like, I don't know. That was a tragedy.
I mean, it was. You know how sometimes James Harden be going like 1 for 11.
Yeah, and then they lose
20 something.
And then they lose. Like that's why James Harden. That's why James Harden be losing because he can't play defense. Like if he would go like 3 for 20 something, right? And he was still giving you a good defensive play or giving you value some other way, I don't think his teams would lose the way that they lose. But because James Harden's value mostly comes from his offense, and it didn't really, or his scoring, and it didn't really come from his passing until later on. Those games early where he would just, get destroyed because he couldn't score, those games wouldn't happen now. Like post 2018, those games don't happen anymore for James Harden. But my point is, we're talking about a different level of versatility and skill and pacing and defense in the modern era that if you take since 2014, if you take those teams back then, it's just, my point is, every player on the Bucks can play defense and score. Where back in the 90s, you have more what's the word? You have more role, like you are in your role and you don't have to your role. So like Steve Kerr, you just need to shoot. I'm not expecting you to play defense, but you just need to shoot. When I bring in, but on the opposite side, when I bring in Ryan Harper, Ryan, I need you to play defense and get the ball to Jordan. You know what I mean? So
get a couple layups here and there. That's it.
Yeah, but so if I look at Drew on the other side, Drew is expected to play defense, initiate the offense, and score from time to time. Which on that scoring end, he might be able to do them other two, but on that scoring end, they could be disappearing like Roku.
But the thing is, before he was on the Bucks, though, don't forget, people, he was still averaging like 20 something a game or 17 a game on the Pelicans.
Yeah.
You know? But
yeah, I mean, he was 20. He was. Drew Holiday's a really good player. It's just, I think people are going to look at what he did this year and be like, oh my God, that nigga's buns. I remember playing him on 2K, and that nigga was buns. But Drew Holiday's value comes from his defense and his offense, and the offensive value that he does offer. He's not expected to score. That's why when Chris Middleton has bad games, it stands out. Like, as bad as Drew Holiday did scoring wise,
he did a good job playmaking. He did a good job playmaking.
I'll call it inconsistent because I'll call out inconsistent. Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday were. You can never trust their value to remain. But you can still
say that. You can't say that about Scotty, though. You can't say that about Scotty.
But you can in a sense. But even if you can't say that about Scotty, you can definitely say it about every other player.
Okay. I'll give you that.
And my point is, once you get, even if you say Scotty is better than Chris Middleton or Drew Holiday, he is not better than both of them. He is not giving you.
He is if they go 7 for 30. He is if they go 7 for 30.
But he's not. Combined. But so you're telling me that they go 7 for 30 combined. Drew, he will play no matter what Drew does. The defense that Drew.
Okay. You talking about okay.
Everything. I'm talking about everything.
Okay.
No matter what, no matter how bad they shoot, Scottie Pippen is not giving you, because of how good they are. He's not giving you a better.
Hey, Scottie Pippen play defense too. So Scottie Pippen give you 25, 50% from the field and play defense.
That nigga's not doing that. Stop it. He's not doing that. He's not doing that. He's not.
So you gonna act like Scottie Pippen wasn't one of the best defenders in the league?
No, he's not gonna give you 25, 7 and 7 against a good defensive team.
I'm talking about just a game.
Against a good defensive team?
I'm talking about just a game.
That has players that can guard him? No.
Niggas have nights. Niggas have nights.
Okay, they have nights. I think that.
Yeah, niggas have nights.
When did that nigga have a night like that against a good defensive team that can guard him and Jordan? That's my point. The Bucks can, no matter what level you think they can do it. The Bucks can guard him and Michael. even if Michael's gonna give them 45. You talk about Michael's gonna give them 45, right?
Right.
Michael is not gonna give them 45 on 60% shooting. You know that.
Okay, yeah.
So it's about limiting their value.
45 or 60% shooting, that's like
ridiculous.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
But okay, so what? He'll give you 45 and his shooting percentage
probably
is
close to 40, probably close to 50.
Close to 50, but it's still under 50. Right?
A little bit, probably like 48.
Probably 48, 49. Right.
I like how we said it at the same time. That was cool.
Yeah. But he's still giving you a certain value, right?
Mm-hmm.
Scotty is not going to he's just not going to do that. like if you put PJ Tucker on Scottie Pippen, because just think about it, there was never a player who Because I mean, it's just the level. It's just the way they play defense back then. There was never a player on who could guard both. The best defender was always on Scotty, well, not Scotty, Michael, right? But they never had a secondary defender. Most teams never had a secondary defender or a second level defender.
Yeah, and that's why like two-way wings are like the thing. Like you got to have a two-way wing.
Yeah, but that's my point. We're talking as we've evolved in the offense. We have all these teams that have all this defensive versatility, along with offensive versatility, against teams that were way more role heavy. Where if you got to play your role, like that's why I say Steph Curry. If you put Steph Curry back in the '90s, he's just eating them niggas up. Like the nigga, he wouldn't be better than Jordan, but the nigga would probably be the second best player in the league. Honestly, I mean,
so real quick, let's go over the teams that like pose like best threat, right? So far that we discussed.
Okay, so let me just pull out the teams because now if I talk through it, I don't think I'm selling the Bucks. I don't think any team could beat the Bucks, but the teams that are at risk are the Lakers, the Lakers and
Raptors. I'll even say the Bucks because those the number 2 and 3.
I don't think the Bucks.
Oh my god!
I don't think the Bucks. I don't think any team really has a chance to beat the Bucks.
But I'm talking about like teams. I'm talking about the teams before 14. So obviously the Heat.
Okay, yeah.
Obviously the Heat.
I don't think the Heat can. I just.
You remember you said D Wade aged in dog years. He averaged 25 on the Heat. Just to remind you.
Did you watch?
But you talking about like so you're saying it's more like an eye test thing?
I mean, once you watch him play, you can tell the nigga is not Flash anymore. Okay, I'm not just saying he's still not good, but he's like 1 year out of his prime.
Okay.
In 2012, 2013.
He's still averaging 25 a game.
Okay. On drives. Okay. All right. Keep going.
But these are the teams I think that pose the best threat, you know what I'm saying, to teams after 14. Obviously the Heat.
Okay.
Right? Then there was 09 and 10 Lakers, whichever one. Which one was better? 09 or 10?
Probably 10. Probably 2010.
Okay, 10 Lakers. Probably the 08 Celtics. Because you mentioned KG and how his defense still translates into modern era basketball.
But by that time he was just the tiniest bit out of his prime. Like 2003, 2004 KG.
He was like 32. I think he was 32.
Yeah, but 32-year-old KG is a lot different than 27.
Yeah. No, I was just saying because you were saying he was out of his prime. I was just saying like that's how old he was. Okay. I don't know about any of the Spurs teams, but no, I don't know. But
none of those Spurs teams any Spurs team that you name can't beat the 2014 Spurs.
What years did they win? I know they won in 05. I know they won in 07.
They won in 07, 05, 03, and 99.
Oh, do we even talk about the Pistons team? No?
We don't need to talk about the Pistons.
We don't need to talk about the Pistons. Ben Wallace?
Come on.
And Chauncey Billups?
Please stop.
Who was the head coach?
I mean, are you trolling right now or are you dead ass?
I'm just playing with you.
Okay.
Who was the head coach? Who's the head coach?
What's that nigga's name?
Larry Brown. Okay. But but their defense ain't nothing to sleep on though.
Their defense is one of the
I mean,
best
they could give
a
a team a problem. They could give the Raptors a problem because they got a good defensive team.
Yeah, they could definitely give somebody a problem.
They might be able to give the Lakers a problem because the Lakers can't shoot.
I said they can't shoot. Stop saying that. I said they can't shoot relative to now.
Okay.
But we're talking about the niggas shooting against.
Hey, hold on. What about the Bucks? You put Ben Wallace on Giannis. Hold on now.
Get the fuck out of my face.
Hold on now. This is a conversation.
That nigga is Rudy Gobert. That nigga plays like Rudy Gobert.
Oh, he plays like Rudy Gobert?
Yes. He's just more flashy.
So he's just block a bunch of shots. That's it.
Yes. What?
Okay.
I don't even understand.
I even tell you what the Pistons. So the 04 Pistons could probably beat the Raptors, right?
No, they can't.
Did you just say they probably can? You said they could give them a problem.
They can't.
You said they could give them a problem.
That's why I didn't say. That's why I said they can't. That's why I said we shouldn't talk about them. I don't think they stand a chance.
I thought, didn't you just say they could give the 19 Raptors a problem?
No.
All right, whatever. Okay. Then any of those like early 2000 Lakers in the three-peat. I think they could give a team a problem.
I don't think so.
You don't think they could give any team a problem?
I think all these teams that you're naming are probably going 6 against you unless you're facing the. I think you're going 5. I think you're at least going 6. All these teams, I'm not saying that they get smoked. I just think they get beat. When I'm saying smoked, I'm using hyperbole, right? I'm using hyperbole. But like real talk, they're probably going 6, but I still think they're getting beat. But
no, it's about the Bean, Kobe Bean, Shaq.
I hear what
it's one of the best duos ever.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, that's nice. Then, nice. So all right, so legitimately, like dead ass. No, all jokes aside, dead ass. Okay, he 2 repeat Lakers, 3-peat Lakers, 08 Celtics, and the Bulls.
Okay.
I think those are the 6
okay,
teams.
I would take personally, if it was me, I would take 92, 93 Bulls. I would take 92, 90. If I was to choose a team that probably give the other teams the best challenge, I would take the 92, 93 Bulls.
Why that Bulls team?
Because Michael Jordan was still in his athletic prime, along with his skill level as a shooter and everything was relative to 95, 96.
Okay. So let me say something real quick because like I talk about this. I think about this like all the time. So even though he was like in his early 30s, he was still very much so in his prime athletically, and I think a lot.
I think he
misconstrued that a little bit because he can still jump crazy high at 30.
Yeah, but we're talking about If we're talking about 1988 Michael Jordan versus 1996, 97 Michael Jordan around there.
Okay, you said 97. You said 97. Okay.
But I'm talking about 96, even 96. I said 93. I said 1992, 93. 1992, 93, Jordan was still, he wasn't as fast, but he was just the tiniest bit slower, but he was still way faster than the rest of them. I think it's like the difference between 2009 LeBron and like 2013 LeBron, where LeBron is still athletic as fuck and still crazy, but he is nowhere. Have you seen them highlights?
Yeah, LeBron's
2010. Yeah, his speed was not there. Not to say he wasn't faster than everybody else, but he wasn't.
I think,
like, damn, that nigga fast.
Me personally, I think the perfect Michael Jordan would have been in between that little era where he left for baseball.
Yeah.
Because it would have been, that would have been perfect.
90. I think if you put him on that 93, 94 team when Scotty was had his very best year, and they still went 50. They still had they won like 55 games or something like that without him. I think they probably could have.
But the part of the reason why Scotty had such a good year because Jordan was gone. He had to be the best guy.
Yeah. But he was still in his prime. He still had his best year. So you put him so he'll have his best year still with Jordan. Yeah, I think because we did see like the next year, Horace Grant left. Oh, and I would say that Horace Grant from 91 to 93 is better than Dennis Rodman from 96 to 98. So that's why I said the 93 Bulls.
I don't know. The reason why I don't know is because Rodman will give you like extra possessions, like a lot of possessions.
Yeah, Rodman gives you extra possessions, but Horace Grant can also
he could probably move a little bit better. Because by then,
defense,
because by then, like you said, Rodman was older. He wasn't Pistons Rodman that can just switch on everybody. Yeah. You know, so I mean,
so we're talking about an all-team defender in Horace Grant and Rodman. We're talking about Horace Grant who's a far better scorer because Dennis Rodman
far better scorer. Yes, they average about the same shit.
Do they really?
Games. I've watched full playoff series. I know.
Okay, let me look. I know. I'm pretty sure if you look at this nigga's stats, the nigga averages like 10.
The thing is though, Rodman would get you like a 20-20 game.
That nigga would never get you a 20 what? 20 what?
20 points, 20 points, 20 rebounds.
When? I've never seen him have a 2020 game.
Yeah, Rodman.
I've seen this nigga get 0, 0, 0, 0, 30 rebounds. That shit is ridiculous. And 0.
Oh, let me see how
got 30 rebounds.
Games he has. Let me see. How many 2020? Oops. Does Dennis Rodman have? You didn't know Dennis Rodman had 2020 games? Like, come on now.
I tell you, I am shocked right now.
About what?
About the fact that this nigga had 2020 game. But okay,
think about it though. If you get like 10 offensive rebounds and you tap all of them in, that's 20 points right there. Like, you know.
Okay, yeah.
And then free throws, and then a layup here and there. Like, it's not hard to get 20. It's just 10 shots, and then this is not even counting free throws.
Okay, so the reason I say Horace Grant is a better scorer is because the man averaged 10 on 50, like an average of like 55% shooting from the field during the three-peat.
But how much he averaged?
And he averaged 70. He averaged about 10 during the three-peat, and then averaged on like 50-something% shooting from the field and around 70-something% from the free throw line. But so I think he's just a better scorer. Now he's nowhere close to the defender that Rodman is. I mean, not defender, but he's a relative defender at that point. But a rebounder, that's what I meant to say. He's nowhere close to the rebounder that Rodman was.
And Rodman does better on Shaq too. So
yeah, but but he's not. We're not guarding Shaq. So,
hey, the reason why I said this, Shaq is one of the most dominant players ever. You know.
Okay, that's nice.
So let me ask you a question. Would you rather put Rodman on the Greek Freak or Horace Grant?
Rodman in 1996 to 98.
Bulls Rodman.
Bulls Rodman. I would probably take Horace Grant.
Why?
And because I really think that Rodman had lost a lot of his athleticism back then. Prime Rodman, if we're talking about prime Rodman, we definitely putting that nigga on. We definitely put that nigga on Giannis.
Yeah, it's definitely not close. But I just think
But I think by the time that he had gotten to the Bulls, I think that even though he was still the rebound leader, because the nigga just had a knack for it. But by the time he had aged out so much. He had gotten so old and as a perimeter defender, he was so much slower. Mm. And I just think that the early 90s Horace Grant would give me a better value. 25, 26, and 27-year-old Horace Grant gives me better value than 35, 36, 37-year-old Dennis Rodman, to me. As a defender. And then Scotty is, let's give you the same. I think Scotty gives you the same value. Either way.
No.
I'm assuming we're choosing from 96. We're choosing from 96 to 90 or 92, 93, right?
Mm-hmm. You're talking about for Scotty, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I'd probably choose 92, 93. But I mean, it's either way. Either way, I can go either way. But my main preference was Jordan. And I think Jordan would give you a better value. But I think when you so like, I'll say this. When I'm looking at those Lakers teams, right? Mm-hmm. They should have lost in 2002. Okay.
Why? Wait, to who? That was the Pacers. Kings. Okay.
The Kings. They should have lost to the Kings.
Why?
They got, Brad, come on. Did you see that game? The game was Game 6. The refs were just.
Wait, who they beat the first time? They beat the Nets the first time, right?
No, the first time they beat the Pacers. Second time they beat the 76ers. Third time they beat the Nets.
You said Kings. So no.
No, I'm talking about in the Western Conference Finals.
Oh, Western Conference. I'm tripping. Oh, Kings. Oh, yeah. I'm tripping.
2001, 2002 Kings.
Okay.
That series where they almost went down 3-1, and had it not been for Robert Horry hitting that shit from the top of the key, it would have been the 3-beat. Yeah. So that series in Game 6, they basically gave them the game. The league basically gave them the game. Like real talk. It sounded some crazy shit. If you ever go back and watch Game 6, 2003, they should have lost, right? And I would say that Kings team doesn't stand a chance against any of these other teams. So that's why I say the Lakers. That's why I take the Lakers out.
You say they don't?
No, I don't think so. And I mean, in fact, the Kings kind of do very similar things, but Vlade Divac is just.
I don't know, because like I've heard that Kings team, like in the talk, feel like one of the best teams to not win the championship.
It is. It's like I think they're up there with the Suns in terms of like kind of setting the stage for modern offense, because they had
Jason Williams,
Bibby, who was a good shooter. No, that's Bibby. That's Bibby year. They had Mike Bibby.
Oh, okay, Mike Bibby.
Doug Christie, who's a 3-and-D player. You have Pedro Stojakovic, who's one of the best shooters ever. You have Chris Webber, who's playing basically a Draymond Green role, but he's a better scorer than Draymond. Mm-hmm. And you have what's the name? Oh, Vlade Divac playing a more traditional center role, but he can also shoot mid-range.
Wait, what's his name? Jason Williams wasn't there when Jason Williams played for the Kings.
He played for the Kings before Mike Bibby got there. Mike Bibby got there, I believe, in 2001. He got
traded or something?
And Jason Williams was before that. Yeah, he got traded.
Okay.
Mike Bibby's value on the Bucks, not the Bucks, the Kings. I think they should have won this. I honestly, that is one of the craziest games I've ever watched. I think they legit got cheated out that one. Mm-hmm. Ain't nobody want to see the Kings in the fucking. Ain't nobody want to see the Kings in the Nets in the finals, bro. Ain't nobody want to see the Kings in the.
Oh man.
So my point in saying this, I think that the Lakers are relative to that team, or probably 2001 they might be a little bit better, but I don't think they're crazy better. And in 2001, 2002, they definitely should have won that series. They definitely should have won that game. Definitely should have won that series. They had, because they went up 3. So Robert Horry kept them in the series in Game 4. The Kings beat them in Game 5, and then they went back I think that was in the Staples Center. And then in Game 6, they went back to Sacramento.
So real quick, so like the take that you have about the 2014 thing, like how did you come up with it?
So I at first I was like 2015, right? But now I looked at that Spurs team. So the reason why is because the spacing boom, the shooting boom started with Stephen Curry. Mm-hmm. Stephen Curry started that.
In that 14-15 year.
We were probably, we were probably heading that way, right? Had Steph Curry not happened, we would probably still be relatively close to 20, like to the spacing of the early, like not relatively close, but it would be a lot closer in terms of spacing, right? Mm-hmm. And scoring and shooting and stuff. Steph Curry changed everything. But when I looked at that Spurs team did a lot of the same things. Where I'm talking about, Tim Duncan wasn't the main focus of that team anymore. There was a lot more passing. There was a lot more scoring. It's a lot more of a team defense because Tim Duncan is getting older. And you have the scoring, the 3-point. They were an amazing 3-point shooting team. They were an amazing passing team. And they beat the Warriors I think they beat the Warriors that year. So I couldn't just be like, oh, the Warriors beat them.
Because you're like, oh, the Warriors beat them.
Yeah, I can't be like, oh, the Warriors beat them because the Warriors did beat them. The Warriors got beat by the Spurs that year. So the reason I said 2014 is because I'm really like, I like that Miami Heat team. I think they're one of the best I think they're one of the best championship teams ever, in my personal opinion. And I usually go from 77 forward because that's I know nothing honestly about I know stuff. I know the stats and stuff, but I can't even fathom really understanding basketball without a 3-point line. If that makes sense. So when I think about basketball, I usually do from 77 forward because that's the.
I can't fathom basketball without a 3-point line. Hey, just so people know, just for you listening, just so you know, there were tough niggas before 3-point line. Like
There were. No.
Hey, real quick, let me say this. Because, like, there was somebody I was going to talk to, they was like, how do you score 50 without a three-point line? This is impossible. I'm saying, what the fuck? There's a guy named Pistol Pete Maravich. The nigga scored 68 without a three-point line.
I mean, listen, the nigga, Wilt averaged 50 without a three-point line. Kareem averaged 32 without a three-point line. Oscar Robertson averaged a triple-double without a three-point line. I mean...
Just imagine, because, like, there's some like older people that be like, oh, y'all cats can't score nowadays. Back in my day, we ain't had no three-point line. They probably telling the truth, because they could probably shoot. It's just that they didn't get the real reward for being able to shoot type shit.
Yeah, they probably could. Especially like Jerry. I think Jerry West is probably one of them players just like don't have the kick. But I have no perspective on that. I can't go back. I'm not about to go back and watch Clyde Drexler. Not Clyde Drexler, Walt Frazier. His nickname is Clyde. I'm not about to go back and watch Walt Frazier.
I wonder how he got that nickname. But he had one of the best closeout game performances, right?
Yeah, didn't he have like
37 points, 19 assists?
He went crazy, but I'm not about to watch that shit.
They didn't keep track of steals, but they say he had a bunch of steals. So
they didn't keep. Okay, for like Bill Russell, they didn't even keep track of
blocks, right?
Blocks. And they said that Wilt. They said Wilt, like they talk about Wilt having like quintuple, doubles, and I'm like, okay, if I see that shit, if we can go back and watch all the film of Wilt Chamberlain, and I see them blocks, and we can do that shit up.
Maybe there was a game they kept track. I think that there are games with not like just a game where they kept track of his blocks. You know what I'm saying? Because like there's some games you see he had 26 or 20 this blocks or whatever. I think that
if I saw that shit, if I saw that nigga 26 blocks, I was like, why you niggas still driving?
Why you niggas still driving?
Why y'all still driving?
Like, because look, there's no 3-point line, so it's like, why shoot a jump shot? You know?
I mean, shit, because the nigga got 26. Yo, once a nigga get like 10 blocks on me, I'm like, nah, bro. I'm gonna need y'all to stop. I'm cussing everybody out on the bench. Y'all gotta chill out. All these blocks and shit. Nigga ain't gonna have 20. Nigga ain't about to get 30 blocks on me on my team. Cause I gotta carry that. That's like them niggas that got 81. They gotta carry that shit for the rest of their lives. You know, it's crazy. Bosh was able to dodge that shit because Bosh was on that team too. No one's even talking about Bosh getting 81.
They talking about Jalen Rose. Because Jalen Rose was guarding him.
Yep. So, but I came up, like I said, back to the take. I came up with it just because I watched. It's my understanding of basketball grew, and I said this without adaptation, because with adaptation, I do think that some of those teams would. I definitely think that like the Bulls would beat some of these teams. I definitely think that like the some of those like Showtime. For me to say that Showtime wouldn't get a series off of some of these teams is ridiculous if they adapted. But you have to adapt to it. You have to if these
I didn't even talk about Showtime Lakers with Magic and Kareem. I think they can. Yeah, they might be against the teams wrong because you got Magic and Kareem and then Worthy.
Yeah, but them niggas could not shoot to save their lives. And if you can't, my point is these niggas can't shoot. If you can't shoot, you're gonna lose.
But niggas can't guard Kareem because nobody plays post defense anymore. So
what year are you taking? What year are you taking?
What's their best year? Okay, probably 87. Probably 87.
87.
Probably 87. I think that's the year.
So we're talking about old ass Kareem, who can't guard a nigga, a lick of niggas. He can't guard shit.
A lick of nigga. I think it's a lick of nigga.
He can't. Magic Johnson, who every team says. Who every single person says could not guard any guard because the nigga was slow as shit.
Mm-hmm. But he's tall though, so I mean he could still bother. He could bother guards because he's tall.
Okay, but Isaiah Thomas. Okay, I was about to say Isaiah Thomas, but Isaiah Thomas is probably like the third best point guard ever. So never mind. So he could probably bother him, but nigga can't. You can't stay in front of him. It's over. Especially
if you blow by him, he could just glass your shit. You know,
I don't know if you've ever seen Magic Johnson play, but Magic Johnson is not glassing the soul. He ain't glassing nobody. This ain't LeBron. It's like he ain't glassing nobody.
Oh man. Anyway. So back to you coming up with the take. So
the take, it just came from me watching just the evolution of of scoring. It's not even about you had the hezzy, the dribble hezzy pull up. Like nigga, I don't dribble shit. I don't nigga, I don't care. But what I've seen is the advent of spacing, and I've seen its value and understanding its value, and understanding that if I put a modern team and have them play defense against an older team with the way that they understand defense and the way they can play defense, I think they take advantage of it. I just think they take advantage of all of these things against older teams that don't have that. And maybe some teams could adapt. I don't think they would though, just because you can say adapt more, right? But you don't have like you said, the Suns. You can say Mike D'Antoni, but okay, shoot more, Steve.
Okay, shoot more, Steve.
You shoots more, right?
Mm-hmm.
But no one. You have who was the starting lineup on that team? You had
Amari Stoudemire, Sean Marion.
You had Steve Nash, Quentin Richardson, Sean Marion,
Amari Stoudemire.
And I think he was playing power forward. They probably had a center
because they play a lot of small ball. Then.
Okay, so they play.
But the only thing is though, the only reason why I say they probably wouldn't be in the teams you named, I just named them just to kind of fuck with you a little bit. But the only reason why I say they wouldn't be in the teams because like they're not really that good at defense, like anybody.
They're terrible at defense.
Yeah,
terrible defense. But
I'm surprised you didn't say that earlier.
I mean, I think I did, but
you didn't. You didn't. I was waiting on you to say it, but you didn't.
I mean, it's why that Houston team with Mike D'Antoni, he basically had a defensive coordinator. And they were fucking amazing.
Which team? Which year?
The Houston team. The 2018.
Oh, okay.
2018 Houston Rockets. He basically had a defensive coordinator.
Tell you shit.
So like I said, the spacing, the modern defense, which is harder to play, but you put them in a place where they don't have to space, where they're not running around and spacing everyone. I think it's different. And then with modern basketball ideas, where the mismatch is a lot of times on the bigger player, when I'm taking advantage of the.
And that's why matchups do matter because you just brought up mismatches. But how long you been sending?
But okay, yeah, you have mismatches, but a lot of times a modern team is going to be able to take advantage of those mismatches way better than older teams.
No, you ever heard of Mouse in the House? You ever heard of Mouse in the House?
Mouse of the House isn't the mismatch that you want. What you want is to take the better mismatch isn't Mouse in the House unless you have Shaq, which is okay, whatever, right? But the better matchup is if you get Jordan on a switch, right? If Jordan has a switch and he switches out, and let's say Drew Middleton was guarding him, and
you said Drew Middleton.
No, shit. One of them, right. Drew Holiday was guarding him, and then he switched, and now he has Brook Lopez on him. Well,
that's a mismatch too.
Let me do a better one. Because that wasn't the best example. The better one is if I have Hakeem Olajuwon and Clyde Drexler, right? Mm-hmm. And Hakeem has to pick. Drew Holiday switches on to Hakeem, and Clyde Drexler is now being guarded by Brook Lopez, right? The better in the old way of thinking. The old way of thinking is Clyde just dumps that into Hakeem Olajuwon, Mouse in the House, right? Mm. The better matchup, the better switch is to take this slow-footed ass nigga named Brook Lopez.
Slow-footed ass
and put the hammer down on him because that nigga can't guard you for shit. I'm sorry. That's an easy shot. So those teams won't take advantage the same way. It's a different mindset. And because
I don't know. I kind of feel like if you have a slow-footed guy on Michael Jordan, it's kind of hard not to give Michael Jordan the ball.
I mean, because it's Michael Jordan, that's why I changed it.
But look though, but that's why I was talking about matchups so much because in playoffs, it's all about matchups, and like you just said, mismatches.
But these against championship teams. These championship teams, they're so, especially past 2014, a lot of them are so well rounded that the matchups that you may get aren't as crazy as fucking is you taking Rudy Gobert off the dribble because that nigga got exposed.
So how long was you sitting on this tape? How long was you sitting on this tape before you told me about it?
After I told you. After I said it. Yeah, probably about a week.
Oh, so when you told me was when you thought of it, when you like.
Yeah, I thought about it, and then I thought on it, and I was watching film. I was watching people break it. I was watching just people break down basketball a lot.
I do the same.
Thinking basketball. Some of those people who like Coach Daniel, Hoops Venue, all the niggas breaking down basketball and just seeing how they play, and just seeing a difference. I mean, you watch how. Like this, right? I'd say this. Mm-hmm. I love Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan is probably my favorite player of all time. Right? Mm-hmm. Probably one of my favorite. If he's not my favorite, he's one of my favorites. Just because the nigga, he's slow as shit. He's not his prime, but like relative, right? He's gonna give you buckets, and you're gonna be like, damn, I couldn't do shit, right? So I love Tim Duncan. I love watching Tim Duncan. Prime Tim Duncan, that's one of my favorite players to watch. Mm-hmm. If you put Prime Tim Duncan in the modern day, just with the way that he played, no adaptation, the nigga's getting played out like Rudy Gobert.
On what team?
The only reason,
just on any team.
If you replace Tim
30 on teams though.
Oh, but my point, but I mean, he's not going to average 30. Tim Duncan doesn't average.
I'm probably exaggerating a little bit. I'm exaggerating a little bit.
But my point is defensively. Well, I'm not talking about offense because offense he still probably have the same value because he
can protect the rim though.
But it's not. But you saw the value of protecting the rim. It's not as important anymore. Like
he can move a little bit. He can move a little bit.
We're talking.
Prime Tim Duncan can move a little bit, right?
You got to move. You can move a little bit. Like I need you to move. Okay. So okay.
When I say move a little bit, when I say move a little bit, like he can move enough to guard Kevin Love, like a quick big.
We're not talking about him. We're not talking about him guarding Kevin Love.
That's just an example. Like what's another quick big, a big that could like move.
No, but we're not talking about him guarding Kevin Love because the reason why Rudy Gobert gets played off the court is because he can't guard guards. He can't switch. The game is about switching today, and because Rudy Gobert can't switch, he gets exposed. And I think that the same thing would happen to Tim Duncan with the way that he played defense. But the reason he wouldn't get played off the court is because on the other end, if you dump it into big fundamental, the nigga's gonna get you a
fundamental.
He's just gonna get you one.
But look, we gotta go, my boy. So appreciate y'all listening in. This was a very interesting and fun conversation. Hey, my boy, tell them about your podcast, my boy.
Hey, bro, I have a podcast. It's called the History in the Moment podcast. You can find it on Spotify. I'm working on getting it on Apple Music. I'm just being
Podcasts.
Apple Podcasts, but I'm just being lazy. And I talk about history, politics, social issues. So
that's cool,
I try and get one out. Yeah, I try and get it out once a week, but I'm lazy. So we're going to work on that. We're going to work on it.
All right, boy. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you being on here, man. We definitely got to do this again.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Let me know if you got any other interesting take.
Next time we can talk about why I say that Nikola Jokic is the best offensive center of all time. Listen. When I say I believe that shit with my whole chest, I'm fighting. Listen. I mean that shit. I mean it.
I'll cry. All right, y'all, man. Hey, look, man. If you overlooked and underrated, just keep working, bro. And if you feel like you're not overlooked and underrated no more, you still gotta have that attitude. You still gotta have that mindset because after you be a hunter, right? You become the hunted. You still gotta have a hunter mindset. You know what I'm saying? All right, y'all.
Go. Peace.